Hello and welcome to Smaulgld's Central Bank of Russia Gold Reserve Update for the month of May 2017. Well, the Central Bank of Russia did it again as gold reserves surged in May. Central Bank of Russia continues to boost its overall reserves. Central Bank of Russia is adding gold and the U.S. Treasuries in an effort to boost their overall reserve position. In May, Central Bank of Russia added 700,000 ounces of gold, or 21.77 tons. Russian holdings of U.S. Treasuries also grew in April, that's the most recent date that we have available, to over 100 billion, the highest since November 2014. Russian gold holdings are valued at about 69 billion. Russian U.S. Treasury holdings worth about 100 billion. Russian central bank holdings are now at 1,708 tons at the end of May, which is the sixth most of any nation, and their overall reserves are at 405 billion. Let's take a look further. By the way, if you like these reports and you would like to help continue them, you can donate to Smaulgld via PayPal or via becoming a patron on Patreon. Links below this podcast and also on the Smaulgld website, or you can donate Bitcoin. If you want to donate Litecoin, let me know. I do have a Litecoin wallet now as well as an Ethereum one. So thank you those who even considered doing that. Now, Russian gold reserves. So Russia in 2015, Central Bank of Russia added about 200 tons of gold and about 200 tons of gold again in 2016. So 2 years in a row, 200 tons of gold. This year they've added 93 tons through May, so probably another 200 tons of gold in 2017. Last year they ended at 1,614 tons, and now they're over 1,707. They're approximately 1,708 tons. Well, they've added 3 million ounces in 2017 so far. Let's take a look at the chart. There's the big increase in gold reserves. They just keep adding. It was 1,281 tons in June 2015, and now it's 1,708. By the way, if you're interested in adding to your own gold stack, you can do so through the Smaulgld site. You can buy gold eagles. You can buy all the different types of gold from different bullion dealers. You click on the links. You pay no more, no less at these bullion dealers: BGASC, Golden Eagle Coins, SD Bullion, Money Metals Exchange, than if you visited them directly. So why not, if you are interested in buying gold or silver, compare pricing and shipping at these bullion dealers. And it's not investment advice, but if you're going to do it and you're going to buy gold or silver, please help out the site because Smaulgld gets a small commission. If you're going to buy gold or silver from these merchants anyway, please consider doing it through the Smaulgld site, links and banners, and also the links below this YouTube. Here's your monthly chart. Now, this is not in tons. I did this one in ounces. But you can see some months over 1 million ounces. The U.S. Mint last year, I think, sold about 1.2 million. It was a good year last year, 2016. 1.2 million ounces of gold all year. Well, they sometimes do that in Russia in 1 month. So you can see some of these months, 500,000. Last month, 700,000. 500,000, not 500,000. 200,000, 800,000, million. So they really are adding a lot of gold. Now, we'll see down here, a lot of that gold comes from domestic mining production. All of it comes from domestic mining production. They export some of it to China, the rest they keep, and they add it to their reserves, which is smart. I mean, they take their rubles, they buy gold with it, and then they convert it to international reserves, foreign reserves, and they get the benefit of the difference between the ruble and. So if the ruble is depreciating and they buy gold with it, as it continues to depreciate, the gold that they bought with the ruble 2 months ago, 3 months ago, 4 months ago retains its value internationally or goes up, especially versus the ruble. It's very smart what they're doing. And Russia is the second or third largest gold producer in the world behind China, which is the first. Now, we used to track Russia versus China, and they were both adding. Russia's red, China's blue, from November 2015, November 2016. But I stopped making this chart because the Central Bank of China has stopped adding gold to its reserves, at least officially they have. And if they are adding gold in other governmental bodies, that doesn't get included. Other governmental Chinese banks, it doesn't get included on the People's Bank of China. So People's Bank of China hasn't added any gold since November 2016, so they're not really in that race anymore with Russia as to who's adding the most gold. But if you look at the chart here, Russia probably by the end of the year, if China continues, or People's Bank of China continues not to add gold, will jump into 5th place. Because if they continue to add, let's say 15, 20 tons a month for the next, what do we got left? We got 7 months left, times 15. It's another 100 tons. That'll take them close to 1,808 tons. If they do 20 tons a month, for another 7 months, that's 140. That could bring them right up around 1,845, 46 tons, and they would surpass China. So, if they continue at this current pace, Russia will become the 5th largest gold holding central bank in the world. And one final thing about overall reserves. Gold, as I mentioned, is now up to about 69 billion worth of Russia's overall reserves. They've got over 169 billion in gold reserves at the end of May. They have over 100 billion in U.S. Treasury, so they're favoring U.S. Treasuries over gold at this point. And you could see they've increased their overall reserves from under 400 billion to now over 400 billion. That about does it for the... Oh, here's the Treasury securities. I want to show you that. You see they're at 104. Now, at one point, their Treasury security holdings were down below 70 billion. But ever since the election with Donald Trump, ever since the Fed has been lowering rates, looks like Russia's back in the game, adding to their foreign reserves and part of that is adding to their U.S. Treasury position. And that about does it. So thank you very much. Please remember to subscribe to this channel. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to Smaulgld up at the top of the Smaulgld right here. You fill in your email address at the website. And thanks for listening.